this video, I'm dropping a submarine under 2 fishing piers. One of the worst rated piers, Deerfield Pier, and one of the best rated, Pompano Beach Pier. Let's find out which one is truly better. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. We started our morning at one of the worst rated piers, Deerfield Beach Fishing Pier. And honestly, I was shocked at how many bad reviews it had. So we knew we had to drop the submarine under this pier to find out, is it really that bad? Now it's time to set up the submarine, and honestly, it's pretty easy to use. First, we take the long yellow cord and plug it into the back of the sub. You've got to make sure that connection is tight because if water gets in, your submarine is toast. Then we connect it to our phone, and once it's rigged up, it's time to get this thing in the water. We positioned ourselves right next to Deerfield Pier, and the only reason we could get this close is because the pier is currently closed. So once we dropped it in the water, it was time to switch to the submarine's underwater point of view. So now we're underwater, and at first we didn't see much, but we kept searching around the pier, scanning every angle, and about 30 seconds in, we spotted our first 2 fish, both Barracuda. We tried following them, but instead decided to head toward the deeper pilings. That's when it happened. We ran into a giant school of Barracuda under these deeper pilings. And let me tell you, if you're trying to catch Barracuda, Deerfield Pier is absolutely loaded with them. So at this point, we're about a minute into exploring, and honestly, there's a ton of life down here. If I had to rate it, I'd give Deerfield Pier a solid 4 out of 5 stars. There's definitely a good number of fish, there just was not a lot of variety. And let me know in the comments down below, have you guys ever fished Deerfield or Pompano Pier? Personally, I fished both and I've had way more luck fishing under Pompano Pier. After sitting in that school of Barracuda for about 20 seconds, I decided to head toward the deepest end of the pier to see if we could find more variety of fish. And coming up right after this Deerfield drop, we head over to one of the best rated piers in South Florida, Pompano Pier. What we saw under there was unbelievable, so stick around. We made it to the deeper side of this pier, and you can see the water gets a lot dirtier over here. But as we kept searching, we found another school of Barracuda, and this one was even bigger than the last school. I don't think I've ever seen this many Barracuda under a single pier. As we moved toward them, we also spotted a couple of mangrove snappers. But remember, we're not just looking for fish. We're rating these piers based on variety and how much life is really down there. And to be honest, our biggest hope in this video was to find a shark under one of these piers. We continued to work the Barracuda school, but then decided to head toward the left side of this pier. And that's when things got interesting. We started spotting a variety of different fish. Chubs, more Barracuda, snappers, blue runners, and a ton of different bait fish. So we stuck with this area for a few minutes to see what else might show up. Maybe a sea turtle, a shark, or even a stingray. And at this point, we're about 20 feet deep. We now ran into a giant school of blue runners. And if you fish down here in South Florida, here's a quick little tip for you guys. Lately, we've been finding a ton of pilchards and blue runners under this pier. And I know how hard it is to find bait, and right now, this pier has been loaded with bait. And yes, there are goggle eyes under this pier, but you've got to get out here before sunrise if you want a chance at those. I slowly started making my way back to the boat, and on the way back to the boat, this small little porkfish swam right by the submarine. All in all, I'll rate this pier a 4.2 out of 5 stars. The marine life was a solid 4.8, but the variety of species was about a 3.7. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would rate this pier. Personally, I think Deerfield Pier really outdid itself compared to what I read online. But now, let's go check out what a 5-star fishing pier really looks like. We safely retrieved the submarine, and once we were all packed up, we made a 5-mile run south to the 5-star fishing pier in Pompano Beach. When we arrived, we set up just a few hundred feet off the pier, right over a reef we'd heard was packed with fish. The plan was to start deep and slowly work our way towards the fishing pier, and hopefully the goal was to find a shark. And what we saw during this submarine drop was unbelievable, so stay tuned. We're back in the water now, and this time at a 5-star fishing pier. And right away, you can tell this area is a lot rockier compared to Deerfield Beach Pier. We started searching for fish, and within 10 seconds, we ran into a massive school of mangrove snapper and chubs. We even saw a porkfish in this school. We worked our way through this pack of fish, and because there was so much structure down here, we were also on the lookout for lobster and crabs. As these fish continued to check out our submarine, I decided to continue the search toward Pompano Pier. As I moved in closer, I started seeing a ton of porkfish everywhere around the rocks. Then we found this one spot off the pier, and out of nowhere, this giant barracuda swam right up to the submarine. We locked onto him and slowly started following him. And let me tell you, this fish led us straight to the jackpot. So far, this pier has definitely lived up to the hype, especially compared to Deerfield Beach Pier. The biggest difference I noticed at Deerfield Pier, you wouldn't see much marine life unless you were directly under the pier. But at Pompano Pier, there was life everywhere, all around the structure. After following that barracuda, I looked to my left and we ran into a school of hundreds of fish. This was easily some of the sickest footage we've captured with the submarine. But trust me, just wait. Later in this video, we captured 3 giants on the submarine. We made our way through this giant school of fish, and the variety of species here was unreal. We spotted parrotfish, chubs, spadefish, and all kinds of cool reef fish. The wildest part, none of them were scared of the submarine. So at this point, we're about 15 minutes into this submarine drop, and we're running low on battery. So we wanted to continue our way towards the pilings of this pier, but we just didn't want to leave this school of fish behind. But once we decided to move on, we ran into the pilings of this pier, and that's when we found 3 giants. We looked over to the left, and these 3 giant jacks swam right by the submarine. And this was some of the coolest footage we have captured with the submarine. And let me know in the comments down below after seeing this, which pier do you think won this challenge? So then after seeing these 3 jacks, we were really low on battery, so we started making our way back towards the boat. We got the submarine back to the boat and successfully retrieved it. And honestly, I think Pompano Pier definitely lived up to the 5-star hype. Let us know in the comments which pier you'd like to see us explore next. We hope you guys enjoyed this fishing adventure, and we'll see you in the next Barjack's Family Fishing video.